match the quote. The mother of the Hoodwives, I fist no fold. Just talking love to my niggas, stay up and fold. Just bless the hands in the mouths like God is grown. When see the time is close, open ways are dormant. Forget the doubt, love the women in here, cause they gave us clout, freedom over power. So tell me what your thought juice is, cause I bring the bottles and the truth is I'ma lay it out for all the fools here. I make it clear, 100 proof pit, ayy. Princess E money, time to cash out. No commando for the shortest, hard clips out. Do a little dance, shake a little ass. I'm just trying to ask, what's your thought juice? Dun dun dun.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Real Hoodwives of Chicago, a real show with hot sauce stories. As you can see, we are at the crib today. I've been having a few episodes back to back. I feel like I've been doing good. My goal was to do like 1 week I would do a guest, and then the following week I would be at home and give you life updates or hot takes and things like that. And today happened to be one of those weeks where I get to be at home. So welcome. This is the Real Hoodwives Chicago, a real show with hot sauce stories in collaboration with my wonderful, beautiful team, Chicago For Real on Twitch. Also to everybody that is following on Instagram. Y'all see the vibe. Y'all know exactly what's going on. My name is Iman Loren like Polo, Black Honey Buns, bitch. And tune in to another episode of me. I hope everybody is having a good Thursday. I hope that their week is going how it wanted to go. Also, it's fucking fall. It's finally fucking fall. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how happy I am it is that it's fall. The summer is brutal for me for many reasons, right? So one, I gained a lot of weight, but mainly like in my ass area. So it's like having that much like double ass. I just don't feel like safe carrying that around in the fucking like streets. It's like, you know, go get it on a bus with like an expensive ass chain on. So I've just been feeling more safer in the crib to like just really feel myself out, not to deal with the harshness of the streets of catcalling and all those dangers and things like that. So I'm very excited that I get to get some fits off. Fall is all about that dapper. It's that dapper effect, right? You turn your dyke up and you know your dapper goes with it, right? So we're talking hoodies, we're talking color pants, we're talking, you know, the hoodies with the trench coat, with the fresh kicks on, right? We talking like flannel with like a corset belt, you know what I'm saying? We talking fits galore, not to mention fucking Scorpio season, which y'all already know, the queen of Scorpios, that is who I am, which will also be the 4th anniversary of the Real Hoodwives Chicago. The podcast is turning 4 years old, so congratulations to the podcast and congratulations to me because I fucking did that, period. But congratulations to us, Chicago For Real and Twitch. I think that's a new baby that has emerged. So I do have a lot of things to update y'all on. Things I definitely want to talk about where my life has been going. I think last time we did a Hoodwives at home, I was talking about things that I was just going through with like, you know, my mom and just things that was happening in the community and where I was feeling, you know, just how I was feeling in the mix of all of that. And I think weeks later, as things began to unravel and really unfoil and really take into account like what's happening and the things that's happening around me, that kind of brings me to this conversation here. But before I forget, this is a segment called What's Your Thought Juice? Da-da-da. And surprisingly, today's thought juice is water. We are drinking H2O. Here's the real story. Here's the honest truth, right? So I did my hair like a week ago. I did some faux locks, just like on some manic shit. And was not satisfied with them. I was not satisfied with them. So I was like, yesterday, I'm going to take these locks out and I'm going to put my go-to braids in. So I'm like comfortable, freshly, you know, my thing. So I drank like a little champagne this morning, but it wasn't much. But I'm trying to stick to water tonight because I do have a lot to get through. So yeah, I'm drinking water. 1 second. Good soup. All right. Now that that segment is over, it's time to tell you some plans and things that's happening. So, like I mentioned a while ago about the things that's been happening in my life, I've kind of had to hit a wall, a really, really hard break. So I'm about to be 25 this year, right? I'm like about to be fucking 25 this year. That's a quarter of my life. I've been working and teaching, being an artist, being a hustling artist since I was 14, 15 years old. I'm sure all of y'all know my living circumstances, how I grew up, how, just the struggles of my life. If you don't, listen to my birthday episode on season 1. Buy a book, read a poem of mine, listen to any type of conversation honestly I've had with anybody. You can sort of get a gist of what I've been through growing up. But I've always worked my whole life. And now that I'm approaching 25, I feel like I've been on autopilot for like the past 15 years. I mean, no, for like the past 10 years of my life, right? Just on hustle mode, on go mode. Stay focused, maintain is the mantra. Stay focused, maintain is the mantra. Stay focused, maintain is the mantra. And now that I'm hitting 25, I feel like there is a lot of trauma. Ugh, that feels so weird to say. I feel like that's just like a buzzword that, I don't know. Maybe it's not a buzzword. Maybe I'm just projecting it. But I guess that's what it is to sum it up. Yes, childhood trauma, young adulthood trauma, now adulthood trauma is just a lot of shit that I realized I haven't really unpacked. I haven't really like dealt with hands-on, right? I think something important to know is when I was growing up, of course, I'm Black, as you can see. I was raised in a household of, what happens in this house stays in this house, right? And, I don't want to say I negated against that a few times. Sometimes it has happened naturally, and sometimes it has been like an actual pleading or cry for help. Meaning like I've been in situations where I've been like falling asleep in school because of like late night fights with my mom and got, in trouble for that, and then ended up in DCFS's care. And there's also been times where I was very, very suicidal in high school, like extremely suicidal in high school, and not having no siblings, not having no family or anybody to talk to, just like a high school sweetheart and things like that. Yeah, I tried to talk to a counselor, just be like, yo, this is what's going on with me. And then I ended up in DCFS hands again. And that time is when they took my ass to Hartgrove. If you don't know what Hartgrove is a mental facility where I don't feel like I got to explain no more. Yes, DCFS took my ass to fucking Hartgrove. And that was like one of the most hardest shit. So when it comes to therapy, right, this idea of therapy, this idea of like getting help, that shit has never really worked out for me. And it's kind of like turned me bitter. I think a lot of that, like, I store in like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking Scorpio. I'm a fucking independent woman. If I ask you for help one time and you don't fucking help me, then I will never ask for help fucking again. And I felt like that could be the root of it. Am I unpacking? Is that what's happening here? Am I being my own therapist? Wow. Have a podcast. If you can't afford therapy, get a podcast. But I don't know if I'm unpacking or if I'm just trying to do comedic fucking relief. But that's true. I've never really tried to ask for help from anybody. And I think that when I have asked for help, it has always put me in a more uncomfortable situation. On the flip side, or I guess silver lining, healing is supposed to be an uncomfortable process. But I don't know if like forcing a 14-year-old to go to a mental facility is like, active healing. Or I don't know if like forcing me to go to a therapist to talk about like, my relationship with alcohol and my mom is like, the most appropriate thing for me neither. Ergo, we get to where I am at 24, about to be 25. And I'm like, yeah, no, bitch, you actually do fucking need some fucking help. Like, on your own, like, you know, because you want to. And I do want to get better. I do want to get better because these past few weeks have been extremely dark for me, very scary for me. I don't want to like go into too much specifics, and I feel like I will try to explain why. But for the the ones that I just listed right now is really what's like forcing me to be a better person for myself. I think a mantra I've been holding on lately is like, you know, return gratefulness as much as you do to self-pity. And I'm never one to self-pity myself. At least I don't think I do. I'm a great advocate for writing a poem about what I've been through, writing about my story, writing about who I am, but I've never picked myself to be a person of like, oh, my life is so hard. My struggles. Feel sorry for me. Like, you know, yes, this is the Real Hoodwives Chicago. What's going on? That's never been the type of person who I've been. So I think that saying it out loud, like, yes, I have issues. I have things that I need to work on. I have things I need to fix. Is active, is being a good, mature adult. There's also this thing with therapy. It's a lot of things with therapy. On one note, you have this like this like idea of like, you know, ear hustling therapy. I noticed how gleeful I get when I ear hustle at other people's therapy sessions, right? Like you'll like, let's say you're at a party or like, you know, you kicking it, you talking to people, and then all of a sudden you hear my therapist says, and the way that like my ears perk up is a positive sign for me. It's like, you know, you're looking for some help. You're looking for some like sound advice, you know, something that feels good and that feels resounding. So why not do it for yourself? I think I am a responsible adult who is fortunate enough to have Medicare, Medicaid, one of those that I don't have to pay for. It's the process though. It's the process that is scaring me, right? Not going back to this whole rant about me not asking for help, but that feels like it would be so crushing for me to like finally go to a therapist session and then that not be the therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like that would feel like, oh my gosh, now I got to do this whole process over and over again. And I don't fucking want that. I guess, do I want to be lazy when it comes to finding a therapist? Yes, I do. If anybody has tips, tricks, or anything like that for the therapist search, please feel free to put it in the comments. Please feel free to, you know, hit me up, hit us up, anything like that. Comment below, engage conversation. Do what you please, because I'm starting new, but I have already started on the plan and process that I do want to talk to y'all about. So my plan is to get a therapist, and I want to start by writing a letter, right? I feel like therapy, especially like in this climate when it's like, if my insurance may not cover it, it is like, I don't want to say it kind of feels like a luxury, but essentially it kind of does, right? If I'm paying for like a therapy session out of pocket, you know, that feels like a lot to me, right? For a few reasons. One, I don't have, let's say that therapy session costs $200, right? But this is something that I need actively, right? I don't feel like I have that to splurge on like $200 like every month extra to splurge on myself for a therapy session, right? So I'm trying to do an approach. I'm trying to do the most resourceful and the most smart approach to this, dealing with like, you know, what I already know, just being very realistic with myself, right? So some of my plans are like, let's say I go in these therapy sessions and see if I can record them and listen to them back every single day, like I'm in the shower. Maybe I can like start by writing a letter to my therapist. We'll be like, what's up, doc? This is everything that is wrong with me. This is everything I've been through. Like, I mean, like a 4-page letter to this Black woman saying, here is who I am. Maybe you can take this back. I don't know if therapists would a therapist charge you to like write a letter back? I think that's smart. I think that's a smart idea. Write a letter to a therapist, like a therapy pen pals. Like, why has nobody thought of that? And if that does exist, then fuck that. Y'all heard it here first, because that's a brilliant fucking idea. A pen pal therapist. That is genius. But those are some of my plans. I do know that there are also resources for finding a therapy with sliding scales, right? So a part of my research that I've been doing, of course, I've come across Sister Afia. I believe that is the name. They are located very close to me. Shout outs to Over East. And they also have monthly plans, right? So what Sister Afia does is they have you fill out this application, and they have sliding scales based off of like what your monthly income is. So like, let's say that you can potentially get like 4 therapy sessions a month for $250. That I can do. It is first come, first served. It is limited, selection, et cetera. Those is one of the resources I've come across. I've also come across therapyforblackgirls.com, which is basically like a smorgasbord of available therapists in your area, and all that they have to offer, some sliding scales, some insurance included. And a lot of these therapists are taking my insurance. So that's super, super helpful. One more thing that I've came across was, I can't find the name of it, but it's based off of a recommendation service, right? So let's say it's like give a ear, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, if you pass on a therapy session to someone, then they get a free therapy session, and so on and so forth. Kind of like a word of mouth type of thing. I'll try to find that therapist session and get it back to you. But those are some of my options, something that I'm thinking about. Like I said, please feel free to drop all of y'all's suggestions, ideas, anything like that in the comments, because I will be greatly appreciative. So those are my plans. Now, here we go, ChicagoBlackTherapy.com. There we go, ChicagoBlackTherapist.com. So those are the 3 options that I'm looking into right now. Either get a service based off of recommendation, Sister Afia, or blackgirltherapy.com. I also have some recommendations, some personal recommendations from my sister that I'm going to email. That's what we was going to do together last week. We were supposed to do a segment of get Iman help and email therapists together. That's something I still haven't done, and not to make like a joke about it or the same joke about it, but how do you send an email to a therapist? Like, it literally feels like I'm setting up a bad Tinder bio. Like, I don't want to give Shorty my whole resume, but I also don't want to like give like all my neurosis in it either. So I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out, but it's very important that I figure it out soon. Because while times were dark for me, and I'm so appreciative for my selective pod for being around me, for being so active and like tenderly listening and attentively caring, I tend to have a feeling like when I do ask for help, and like, I don't know, I just feel like negative about myself a lot of times. Like, oh, I fucked up, I did wrong, I let, shit show, I let shit get to me, I didn't do things better the way that I could. And I'm really working on forgiveness for myself. Who the fuck is calling me? Don't fucking call me. Okay. I'm really working on forgiveness for myself and trying to be better and more tender with myself. I think something that I'm really balancing severely is like, what is the appropriate balance of being tender and caring and loving with yourself while also still, handling your business. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been working like my whole life. So I've been feeling in this phase now where it's like, bitch, chill the fuck out. You've done everything in your power that you could to get to where you are. And maybe your body, maybe your mind is really just hurting for you to just stop for a fucking second. I stole a stop sign off of a street. One night I was like drunk as hell, and like it was like in a construction site. I took a stop sign and I was like, this bitch mine. And so I stole it and I put it in front of my bed. So every morning when I wake up, I just try to tell myself to stop. Oh no. 1 second. One second. Anyway, I just try to tell myself to stop or to slow down or to give myself a fucking break. But 1 second, I just want to do this. Yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. How I want to slow down or how I want to make myself feel. Oh yes, I was trying to tell myself to stop every day just so I can like take a moment to breathe. And I feel like that's what my mind and that's what my body is doing for me now. So what is happening in the midst of all of these feelings and all of these emotions? I will be taking a sabbatical, right? So a sabbatical is a vacation. I don't really know how to fucking put this. But it's really just a break, right? I'm very grateful and very fortunate to my job because they are giving me a sabbatical, right? I approached them and I told them everything that I was going through, everything that was coming down on me. And they listened. They actively listened. They really heard me, and they said that it's best that I take a moment for myself and to get myself together. I feel a few ways about this, or let me say I felt a few ways about this, right? So one of the ways that I was feeling about this was, like I was saying earlier, oh my goodness, I fucked up. I didn't do everything in my power to do my job right. I let my weakness show. I fucked up. I just didn't do right. And they were so affirming with saying, you didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? We just care about you first. And it's best that you just gather yourself, get yourself together, and then come back to your job, come back and fucking kill this shit. I don't know if any of y'all know, but I got a fucking promotion. Yay. I'm hearing applause. I'm letting the applause out. I got a fucking promotion. And I am now a program associate. So that means that I get to teach when I want to teach. Well, I'm also teaching for another organization. I'm working 2 jobs this year. Damn. Am I still unpacking? Is that what's happening? 1 second. Hoodwives at Home, episode 4, part 1. Okay. There we go. Here we go, live again. Yay. Let's go like that. All right, pardon me. Welcome to my live again, everybody. Oh yeah, I'm going live on Instagram too. I was just telling everybody, well, on Twitch, what was happening with me and my job, et cetera, et cetera. So for those of you who don't know, like I said, I will be taking a sabbatical and getting myself together, right? So I've never had a job care like this. I kind of want to dip also back into like the conversation that I was having a little bit earlier about what all of this means. When you're like an artist, it's very hard to like separate like the professional and the personal, right? I think that it's very easy to like be an artist and work for yourself, but it's also something to be like a contracted artist and working for like an organization or just working, period, contracted under someone else. And so I had to I've been trying to evaluate that. So I want to use my time off to myself. What is this? I don't know. I want to use the time to myself to gather myself and to really rethink and reevaluate everything that I'm doing for myself and everything I'm going to be doing for myself. I am going to be working 2 jobs this year. That, I don't know, that don't feel that crazy to me. That don't feel like, I feel like I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I could do anything. I used to work 2 jobs when I was 15. So I was like, damn, I could be full circle. But what I am nervous about in this sabbatical is not doing the work that I need to be doing before I return to have these, you know, to go into these 2 jobs, right? I don't want to put myself back on autopilot. I don't want to put myself back on hustle mode, on just like, you know, you know, all right, you had your little vacation. That's it. You know, do what you got to do. I really want to like do this fucking right. So I plan to go to fucking Colorado. I will be going to Colorado on Monday, and I will be going to the mountains. And in those mountains, I will not be active in work. I will be podcasting because it brings me joy. But my job has looked after me, and they gave me a sabbatical, and they said, take this time to gather yourself and to do your thing. And I'm so grateful for that. To be around people, to actually show me for the first time that when I ask for help, like how like it could totally look like a different outcome. You know, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was petrified. I was absolutely fucking petrified because of like I already said, the history, et cetera, et cetera. So me being scared and like feeling like, oh, like I said, I fucked up. I didn't fuck up. I did the right thing. The pain that I feel, maybe the embarrassment that I feel, I guess is a part of the natural healing process. I feel like that's funny as hell to feel like embarrassed that I gotta like ask for help, right? I think, yeah, for me personally, it feels embarrassing for a few reasons, right? I feel like a lot of times, and maybe I could be projecting, or maybe I could just be saying how I honestly feel. The latter we'll see. I think that we're living in a time, like I was kind of talking about last year, where it's like, you know, community is supporting you so much. Community is supporting you so much, right? Quote unquote. And I really try to show up for my community and support those who I consider community with the best of my abilities. However, I do have a problem with running people dry. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in asking for help unless I'm gonna do something for that, right? Like I don't want to say, hey, I need $25. I'm a person to be like, hey, would you like to buy 2 books off of me? You know what I'm saying? That's how it feels for me. And that's why I feel blessed and lucky enough, and not even luck, blessed and fortunate and talented enough to have a book where I can use that to get by, to sponsor myself. But just flat out asking for help, like with nothing in return, it doesn't feel right for me. So in asking my job and like, you know, just talking to them about what I was going through, I had a list of priorities, things that I wanted to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? I had some things that I wanted to get accomplished. I think I should tell y'all what my original plan was. So when shit got dark, got bleak, and I don't want to like go into like, you know, specifics about, you know, the harm or the hurt that I was feeling for myself. But I will say, like, I wanted to admit myself into some type of facility to avoid being a further danger to myself. The plan was to take myself to Colorado Springs so that I can be away from Chicago. I have so many things, like so many Chicago shit attached to me. You know what I'm saying? I still got like my OG. I still have my job. I still have, you know, people that know me. So I'm like, is it really a healing process if you have all of these elements connected to you? I really wanted to go RZA style, monk style, if I could. I find it crazy as hell that's expensive as fuck to be in the most natural part of Earth. Like to walk across the United States, that shit takes money. Ain't that shit dumb? That shit sound dumb as hell. If I wanted to walk from Chicago to Canada, do you know how much money that takes? I would have to invest money in drying food and sending those foods to post offices and having clothes and having hiking clothes. Like to walk, to be in nature and walk is expensive. Not to mention what it takes to hold down your home. That shit crazy as hell to me, right? So I was like, all right, bet. Maybe if my insurance can cover most of this, I can admit myself to a very nice facility, voluntary, inpatient type shit. The problem with that, with inpatient, there's a few problems with that. One, depending on the assessment that they give you, and if you are a danger to myself, things like laptops, phones, podcasts, like cords, all that shit is out. Totally done with. Danger to yourself. These are all things that you can hurt yourself with. So I was like, okay, you can admit yourself, but do you want to go the risk of not being able to work? Because I was going to say, I was telling them, I was like, I could still work. Even if I'm like, taking a break, or I was telling them my plan. I was like, but I could still work. I still have things to do. I still want to work. I still want to do my job. I got a promotion this year. I'm not trying to make y'all think I'm coming in weak sauce. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make y'all think I'm fucking tweaking. Like, I was like, I'm not. I'm just like, I really need help. I have nobody helping me here besides, my very, very small circle, my pod, and, my love interest. Those are all that, keep me here. But when it comes, I never want to drain them either. So I was like, this is probably the best way I can actively take care of myself. But there was running a chance that I would not be able to work. There's also this kind of gambling bet risk that's happening. I don't know if anybody knows. I think I mentioned this in the last episode at home, but Mercy Hospital, is it Mercy? I think Mercy Hospital shut down. So hospitals are not good with beds right now, at least in Chicago. Especially from when I just seen when I was in the hospital with my mom. The same thing similarly goes to Colorado. I don't know about hospitals shutting down, but I could fly out there, get a ticket to go to Colorado, go to this facility, have an assessment done, for them not to say, we can't admit you, right? My fantasy, my dream, I was just going to book a ticket or bus to Colorado, be like, hey, I really want to admit myself just to keep myself here and to get active, consistent help. And they would admit me. Completely wrong. It would be a fucking bet. It would be a fucking gamble. I would be gambling with myself. I could potentially not get a bed, which means that I wasted a plane ticket or I wasted money on the plane ticket. And also, I would be in a different state. I could be totally removed from everybody with no phone. I think another valuable part of the conversation that I'm not tweaking on, but I really did not want to think about, I guess because I was being fucking optimistic, is I'm a fucking Black woman gonna admit myself to a fucking mental institution. What, when you gotta say it out loud for it to ring a ding ding and drill, yep, shorty, now that is the reality of the situation. But believe me, I'm not trying to perpetuate stereotypes. I'm not trying to continue on stereotypes. However, that is the reality. I am a Black woman who was going to voluntarily remove herself from everything she has known, from anybody potentially, into someone else's care. That don't feel right. Also, there are some legal things to consider, like knowing your rights about being inpatient. Also, power of attorney, who gets to sign things for you, who gets to sign things over you. And I'm like, God damn, this is too fucking much. This is too fucking much for me. I was like, no, I can't do none of this, especially for the sense of urgency that I'm on. So the organization I work for, we're programming is opening back up, I believe, October 19th. And I felt a kind of sense of urgency to do this, not to mention, aside from work, just my own personal life, my own sense of urgency, my own sense of struggle on myself and on my life. I felt like there was a clock that was ticking, so I had to move pretty fast. So we get to all of the references that I mentioned earlier. So I will not be admitting myself to anybody's facility. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this slick and greasy style. I'm gonna go through the mud. Well, I've been through the mud. What the hell am I talking about? I'm gonna go to the mountain. That's where I'm gonna go. I'm going to Colorado next Monday. I will be there for about a week, and I will be in the mountains in Breckenridge. I have made some plans so that I go in the most minimalist of ways, right? The only things I really want to do out there is to make art and to make fucking art. To make fucking art. I want to write. I want to collage. I want to rap. I want to make beats. I want to podcast. I want to do that. So if y'all see me next Thursday, it won't be Hoodwives at home. It'll be Hoodwives at an Airbnb. Hoodwives at someone else's home. That's exactly where we will be. These minimalist efforts that I've chosen, my nails are fucked up. And I'm going to take that as a sign that I'm supposed to be grungy right now. I went on a Snapchat rant, and I was like, I just feel like I got like this, you know, like when you take a bath and like how you live a ring around the tub. Like that's how my body feels. That's how my soul feels right now. I feel like my whole life has just been this bath. And now I just got this ring around myself, and I need to scrub it off. I need to get it off, use some elbow grease and some elbow power. So I'm going to be taking some hikes. I'm staying at a resort. So I was like, you know what? Here's what you do. Goddamn, I can go. Oh, wait, never mind. That was a different flight. What I could do is, so the resort, I'm staying at a resort. And the resort is like, you know, it's an Airbnb that's found for a very good price. But what you do is like you just pay extra for the days that you stay there, like $15 extra for the days that you stay there. And you have all access to the whole resort. So I'm talking heated tubs, jacuzzi, arcades. I'm talking hiking trails. I get to ski. I don't know how to fucking ski, but I don't fucking care. I'm finna do fucking everything. I'm not bringing no money for like excessive fooding, for like, you know, bar ventures, you know, maybe like buy like a bottle of wine. What am I talking about? Of Hennessy, maybe. Not even like a fifth, like a pint, right? Just being very minimalist, very resourceful, because I don't want to give into my flesh much, because I'm really trying to focus on my mind and my mental. I feel like that is the biggest thing that I'm trying to recover myself to. And I get to be in nature. I get to fucking just be away. I fucking love Colorado. Colorado is so fucking beautiful. If you've never went to Colorado, please go to Colorado once in your life, because every day that you wake up, you just see the mountains and the sky. If y'all don't know me, I mean, I'm from Chicago, but my family's from down south. And, you know, I'm a country girl. I love the country. I'm the farthest thing from, I'm a city girl, I guess. But, like, the country is really where my heart's at. All I really want to do is just, like, fuck a nigga on a haystack. You know what I'm saying? And just, like, you know, have a, like, howl at the moon. You know, like, I don't know. I just want to be in the country. I love nature. I really love nature. So I'm using this as an opportunity to be minimalist and to put myself on some disciplinarian acts. Hopefully I can come out with a routine, but there are some things that I really do want to plan and be out there doing. What that means for this podcast next week, I don't know. I don't know. Of course, I could still do a podcast. I was planning on taking my microphone. I was planning on taking my mic and my laptop and everything. So yeah, I'll probably do a podcast while I'm out there. Unless I get an interview, then it'll be virtual. We'll see. Oh, all the options are limitless. All the options are limitless. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. Now, I guess the real question is what is going to happen when I get back home? So while I'm out there, I do have some therapy sessions planned. Will those actually happen? I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful. I have a whole I have a whole nother week. So I feel like that's enough time for booking. I think that's enough time. We'll see. I want to what I want to do is buy a planner and like a calendar planner. There's this book that I am taking with me. It's called The Artist Way. Jamila gave this book to me, and it's basically like a workshop book for all of your like your artist needs. Like it helps you break to your inner artist. It helps you with discipline, with functioning through artistry, with growing artistry. Gives you a sense of getting in tune with like your inner creator and things like that. I would really love to do some meditation out there. And I think the reason why the planner will come into hand and why the artist way helps is when you're like a multi-hyphenate artist. I can't speak for everybody. I specifically find struggle with balance, right? So it's like, yeah, I could write a poem any fucking time I want, but have you wrote a poem lately though? Am I throwing shade on myself or am I unpacking? Wow, the growth, right? And it's like with music, it's like, oh yeah, I can write a 16 in front of around all these bitches, but have you released any music yet? Oh my god, the shade I'm throwing on myself, man, this shit hurts, but it's actually very fucking funny, right? But no, for real, all I've been writing is like lyric essays, poetic memoirs. I guess I've been writing poems. Kiss to me. And I haven't scrapbooked since like a drunk night. I plan on packing very minimalist, very like I don't want to hike in no fucking jeans. I don't even have no jeans. I can't fit in none of my jeans. That's so sad. That's so sad. But I refuse to shop at Fashion Nova. I refuse to fucking shop at Fashion Nova. Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe nobody that put on any fucking Fashion Nova pants. But that's what my homegirl told me I need to do. She said I need to start shopping at Fashion Nova. But I want to come back with a plan. So, like, let's say that, like, Mondays, like, I do, like, let's say every morning I do, like, morning pages, which is what the Artist Way says that you should do. It says that every morning you should do 20 minutes of uninterrupted morning page time. That's about 3 pages long, right? There also are like workshops in here, mantras, affirmations to give yourself, lists to make. It's actually a really, really great book. I've done the basic tools in chapter 1, but I haven't picked it up in a very long time. I presume by the time I come back home, I should be ready. I should be ready for my 25. I know that my birthday is approaching and my podcast birthday show is approaching. Whatever that's going to look like, I'm still planning that out because people don't want to wear their masks, because people don't want to get vaccinated. Well, actually, I'm not going to put no pressure on nobody to get vaccinated. It's really just the mask. I do have to get vaccinated because I am teaching back in schools. That is so fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I did a walkthrough on Monday of the new school that I'm teaching at for my other job, and it was very exciting because when I bought a new sweater vest, it was like a golfer sweater vest, but it was so fucking cute. Oh my gosh, it was très dog. So I did that. I had like my Starbucks tea. I was ready. I was giving them teacher. And I went in classrooms and the classrooms were so fucking small. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this feels Amazing. So I get to run my own program. I'm going to like bring an arts program to this school. I'm going to bring poetry there. I'm going to teach them ekphrastic art. If you don't know what ekphrastic art is a piece of art that's inspired by another piece of art, right? So let's say that like there's like this painting, it would like it could be a poem after this painting, or a poem after a photograph, or vice versa. However you want it to go, it's just, you know, to constantly be inspired. But I want to teach them how to make paper. Maybe we can even do like, you know, like some type of like school cleanup, like gather all the recycled bits from school to make paper, because all new paper comes from old paper, if you didn't know that. Teach them how to collage. Teach them how to, the feds. It's outside my window. So I'm really excited about teaching for this new school. But I have to be vaccinated. I have to keep myself safe. And of course I have to keep fucking kids safe. I have a show coming while I'm on the idea of people. I have a show tomorrow at Kennedy King College. It's called Peace Bookers. The Peace Book Festival. Myself is performing. Phenom is performing. A few other amazing people. Please make sure that you follow me at Loren Like Polo, and also follow us at Hoodwives and Shy, so you never miss a thing. But that's what I have going on. But yeah, I feel like I just kind of went on like a tumbleweed rant. But if you want to support me, please buy a book. Please listen to some old episodes and, you know, get those AdSense up. But yeah, buy a book. It's only $10. You can find it. Hold on 1 second. I get my bookshelf right here. Yes. Buy a book. It's only $10, right? Buy 2 books. That's only $20. Or it can also just tip me because you love me, but please sponsor my trip, because that would be great help. Sponsor my next therapy session. If you can't do it for me, then do it for someone beside you. My Cash App is $Iman Loren, but pay for someone's bus fare, pay for someone's packet of ramen noodles, pay for my bus fare, pay for my packet of ramen noodles, or you can buy a book. Come to my show tomorrow, see me perform, get a book, and just tip me. Tip me. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm very grateful and very appreciative to every single one of y'all. My homegirl, like, y'all be listening. Y'all be watching. I really appreciate that. Like, I really be appreciating that. Like, after I get done with the podcast, my friends will send me a voice memo like, I heard everything you said. You're not this. And I'm like, shut y'all ass up. Why are y'all listening to me? But I guess they love me. I love y'all so much. Y'all are always here with me. Y'all are always here to support me. And I am very grateful that this has been therapeutic for me. I heard a Krista Franklin quote that said, like, art is supposed to be therapeutic, not therapy. And that's how I really try to use my podcast, as like therapeutic moments of just pure expression, right? I think my biggest gift and my biggest talent to the world is my vulnerability, right? I'm so able to be vulnerable and to express myself and just to tell my true feelings. That's like, that shit is strong as hell. To anybody else whose vulnerability is like their biggest strength, kudos to fucking you. Hoorah to fucking you. I promise to God, because you manage to not stay malleable, but to stay tender. You know what I'm saying? You manage to stay tender when this world has put so many adversities against you, against us. And I still love tenderly. I still love viciously. And I'm a very hardworking person. I will say that when it comes to being an artist, or when it just comes to being a hardworking person, I'm sure anybody in their fucking 20s, all 20-somethings, all 30-somethings, because 30 is still young as hell. Like, capitalism has pushed us beyond our mindset, right? This idea of working hard and like just pushing yourself. Like don't get me wrong, work ethic is something like I don't like lazy people. I fucking hate lazy people. I hate people that ain't got no ambition in their fucking body. They piss me off and they make me very uncomfortable. I don't like people that could be a liability to any successful person on their team. Like that shit goofy as hell to me. And I can fucking never. But it is okay. It is okay to chill out. To chill out. And if you have to ask yourself, am I being lazy or am I being tender on myself? Then, do some art to figure it out, because that's what I'm finna do. I can't give you no advice because I don't have no therapist, so I can't give you no, well, my therapist says, because I don't have one fucking yet. But when I get one, I'll make sure to tell y'all all the things my therapist says. You know something? I really want a therapist to roast my ass. Like, I really want a therapist that's gonna hurt my feelings. I think every person around me is a tender talker, is a soft speaker. Like, when I look at me and my friends, like when we're out, we laugh so fucking loud. Belly laughs. Belly laughs. We laugh so loud. And, we just smile all the time, and we love joy, and we talk to each other very tenderly. But my therapist, I need to feel like, like you could, like, I want you to, like, I want her to kind of read me a little bit. Like, I want to feel like my therapist just read me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't have no time. I got so much self-learning to catch up on that I'm already trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I already know who I am. I already know. I mean, I do know who I am, but I'm growing into another person. I'm reaching another transition of my life. And I just hope that, folks are there with me along the journey, or I hope my therapist is able to, like, tell me how it really is, because I'm not there to waste their time. I know it is a process, and it takes consistency, and it takes dedication. Am I dedicated to getting better is the question. No, I'm just playing. Or am I, though? I mean, yeah. I don't know. We'll check back in next Thursday. That's going to always be the answer. We'll check back in next Thursday. But some updates and some announcements or final last words for current realizations. You're doing just fine. I'm talking to me and I'm talking to us. You're doing just fine, sweetie. Everything is going to work out. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing even matters at all, right? Take that with what you will, but that's just honestly how I feel. I'm gonna be relaxed. I'm gonna be zen. I don't want to tell y'all what's gonna happen for my birthday because I'm so excited. Y'all should really be here for that show, November 9th. That is gonna be a very, very special, cathartic birthday episode. Like I said, I won't be at Hoodwives at home. I'll be at Hoodwives at some cabin, somebody's home. And I'm gonna be minimalist as hell. No heavy foods, no heavy drugs or alcohol. I don't really do drugs or alcohol. But like natural things like shrooms or whatever. But I don't plan on doing heavy shit out there anyway, because I don't trust that shit in another state, shall I say. Yeah, I just don't plan on living like an excessive, splurging, life down there. I want to be very, very simple. I want to wake up with drinking water and tea and planning out my skills per day. That's what I was trying to say I was going to do with the calendar, but we'll take it one step at a time and we'll see how everything goes. And I'll keep y'all updated. I think that'll be beautiful for y'all to see. Me just taking care of myself. Oh, look at the water. There is no water in California. Well, I'll be in Colorado. I won't be near any water. And so, yes, I do have a show tomorrow. So please make sure that you go to my show. I'll be posting the flyer on my Instagram. Please feel free to follow me at Loren Like Polo on Instagram and follow us at Hoodwives of Shy so you never miss a thing. I realize I have some episodes to post. I'm so sorry, Hoodwives. For the real OGs, y'all know that this used to be just an audio podcast, and so we moved to camera. I know I have like 6 episodes to upload. I will be uploading those very soon. I'm going to put those on my hard drive. So thank you for being patient. I really appreciate you. You know, I'm working on it. I'm working through it, but I'm going to come back better. I'm going to come back stronger. And just be patient. If you would like to donate to me, to donate to my trip, to sponsor me, to sponsor my trip, please cash at me for a book. Buy a book. Buy a book, help a bitch. There you go. Money sign at Iman Loren. And then, yeah, that's it. I hope everybody has enjoyed my conversation. I hope I've said something that was inspirational or motivational or just made somebody feel good. Like I said, everything is going to happen for a reason. For those that are teaching back in school, for those that are going back to school, please continue to wear your mask. Just to every fucking body, to please continue to wear your mask because that shit is very urgent. Like I said, I'm going to be teaching again, so I'm a little hesitant, a little bit scared, but give good graces to your teaching artists. Love your teaching artists around you, because we try to balance our own artistry, but also teach teach the youth of America how to hone in their artistry too. But it'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. And yeah, I think that's all I have today. Well, you all have tuned in for another episode of The Real Hoodwives of Chicago. We go live every Thursday or every other Thursday at 7 p.m. in collaboration with my wonderful, beautiful team, Chicago For Real, on Twitch. Please make sure that you give us a follow at Hoodwives of Shy and at Chicago_for_real_Twitch, I think. Follow me at Loren Like Polo so you can always stay tuned and updated with what I'm doing. New episodes coming soon to Spotify, to Apple Podcasts, to Stitcher, to all the local things around you. And yeah, y'all have done another episode with me at the crib at House of Hoodwives with the mother of Hoodwives, Iman Loren Like Polo, Black Honey Buns, bitch. And I will see you all hopefully next Thursday. Happy Thursday, y'all. Have a good night. Peace. Drink more.